NBA tip-off is today on TNT. And we're going to be talking about some game predictions for basketball. We're going to do the first one, and that is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans versus the defending NBA champions, the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, the one that had Kawhi Leonard, and then he left that team. All right, who wins this basketball game at the start of the season? Well, the game, it's no surprise it's in Toronto. I think I think the defending NBA champions are going to win the game because one, the game is in Toronto. Two, it's a pumped up, amped up crowd. And three, this is a defensive basketball team that won a championship. As you know, the Toronto Raptors are a defensive powerhouse. They can play the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter, the fourth quarter. They can play 4 quarters of a basketball game. They can play defense. You know, their offense was up and down, and then Kawhi Leonard came. And since Kawhi Leonard left, their offense is going to be questioned because without Kawhi Leonard, they've got good offense. But when they had him, it was a solid offense. So they could play offense and defense 4 quarters. If you send the basketball game into overtime, they can play an overtime game. They can play 2 overtimes. They can play 3 overtimes. They can handle the pressure, is what I'm saying. They're the champions. And they got their superstar in Kyrie Lauren. I can't even pronounce his name, but he is the superstar on the Toronto Raptors basketball team. And he gonna play big because they're the champions. They got their rings. They gonna put up the banner and celebrate why they're the defending NBA world champions. And they're gonna win this game because it's in Toronto, Canada. You're gonna be seeing Drake show out because he's Drake. Now the Pelicans, they'll probably do good in the first half of the game, considering that they don't have no Anthony Davis no more. This team is we're going to see them do good, but then we're also going to see that they struggle. Like maybe 10, maybe 20 games into the season, we're going to see Anthony Davis' absence affect the Pelicans. As for the defending NBA champions, it's probably not going to be until 30 or 40 games into the season that Kawhi Leonard's absence will affect the team. Now, Toronto will still make the playoffs, okay? They're going to make the playoffs. They'll probably be in a first-round matchup, probably play nobody, and it may not be until the second round that they actually have a challenge on their hands. So, the Toronto Raptors win this game, I'd probably say by maybe 10, maybe 5 or 10 points. Maybe the score is probably 100 to like 85 or something. So I'm going to probably say 100 to 85. If the Pelicans can break 90 points, then it's probably 105 to 90. But original score is going to be 100 Toronto, and Pelicans probably 85. So, yeah, I don't expect that game to be that competitive. I mean, it'll be competitive in the first and second quarter, but then the second half of the game, Toronto is going to run away with the game. And the reason why I say I think the score is going to be 100 to 85 is because to me it sounds like it's going to be a blowout. I mean, come on. You're in Canada. They're going to celebrate winning the championship, putting the banner up, and they're getting their championship rings today. So with a full capacity crowd like that in Toronto, Canada, and with Drake there, you know the Raptors are going to show out why they're the champs, because you know their superstar Kyrie Irving wants to prove that them winning a championship wasn't a fluke. And then most important, he's going to want to prove that they don't need no Kawhi Leonard. So you know he's going to make a big statement in this game. I think he might drop maybe 20, maybe 25 points, if lucky 30 points, probably get 5 steals, maybe 10 blocks. You know, probably get 4 or 5 assists or something like that just because it's the first game. The Pelicans, I don't expect too much out of the New Orleans Pelicans. It's not me player hating. It's just you ain't got no Anthony Davis. It makes it easy for the Raptors to do what? Put the Pelicans in the straitjacket. So I think the score is going to be 100 to 85. Nothing big to be surprised in that matchup. Now the second matchup, oh yeah, you'll see somewhat of an implication of a playoff run.